Things that instantly make me nervous when walking a house. There are certain things I see when walking a house that immediately make me slow down. Not because the house is automatically bad or the buyer should run, but because there are things that make me say, well, okay, we need to look closer. And after years of working around real estate, home design, construction remodels, and custom builds here in the Texas Hill Country, there are a few warning signs that instantly get my attention. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the things that make me nervous when I'm touring a house with a buyer, looking at a remodel, or helping someone decide whether a property is worth pursuing. Some of these are cosmetic, some of them are structural, some of them are drainage related, some may be nothing at all, but some can turn into expensive surprises that if you don't catch it in time, it could be a problem. My name is Ryan Parker. I'm a Texas real estate broker with Collab-RT Realty, serving the Hill Country area around Canyon Lake, New Braunfels, Spring Branch, Bulverde, and San Antonio and surrounding areas. I also own Parker Design and Consulting, where we help people design homes, plan builds, and navigate the construction process. So when I walk a house, I'm not just looking at paint colors and countertops, I'm looking at the way the home was built, how water moves around it, how the layout functions, what looks patched, what looks neglected, and what could become a problem later. And just to be clear, I'm not saying every one of these things mean you shouldn't buy a house. A good inspection, good contractor opinions, and sometimes an engineer can help confirm what's really going on. But these are the things that make me nervous or nervous enough to pause and investigate further. One of the first things that makes me nervous is fresh paint in an isolated area. I'm not talking about a whole house that was freshly painted before the listing, because that's normal. I'm talking about one bedroom wall that looks brand new while the rest doesn't. A ceiling area that has a slightly different sheen, a corner that looks recently touched up, a patch above a window, a fireplace, or near a bathroom wall. That doesn't automatically mean someone's hiding something, but it does make me wonder if there was a roof leak, plumbing leak, some kind of moisture damage, a crack that got patched. Was there mold or is it stained? A lot of homeowners paint before selling, and that's fine. But when one specific area looks unusually fresh compared to everything else, I want to know why. What I look for next is texture. Does the drywall texture match? Is the paint different? Does the ceiling have some kind of circular patch? Is the baseboard swollen underneath? Are there stains nearby? A clean house is great, but a house that looks selectively cleaned up in one suspicious area is something that I pay attention to. Another thing that makes me nervous is if cracks are wide, uneven, or stair-step. Hairline cracks are common, especially in Texas. We have expansive soils, heat, drought, heavy rain, and foundation movement is something we always need to think about. But not all cracks are the same. A little hairline drywall crack near a corner may not worry me too much. What makes me more nervous is a crack that's wider on one end than the other, a crack that runs diagonally from one corner of a door or a window, a stair-stepping crack in the brick or masonry, or a crack where one side appears to be higher than the other, like displacement, a long crack running across tile flooring, or a crack that looks like it was filled but then reopened. That's when I start looking at the bigger picture. Are the doors sticking? Are the windows opening properly? Are there gaps around the trim? Are the floors sloping? Are the exterior cracks lined up with the interior cracks? A crack by itself doesn't tell the whole story, but a crack combined with doors rubbing, uneven floors, and exterior masonry movement can start to paint a bigger picture. That's when I'd want a home inspector to focus on it, and in some cases, I'd recommend having a foundation specialist or a structural engineer take a look. Another thing I commonly look for is poor drainage around a home. This is one of the biggest things for me in the Hill Country. Water is one of the most damaging forces around a house. A beautiful house can have granite countertops, new floors, nice paint, a perfect listing description. But if water is draining toward the foundation, I immediately get nervous. When I walk around the outside of a home, I look at the grade. Does the yard slope toward the house? Are gutters dumping right into the slab? Are downspouts missing extensions? Is there soil built up against the siding or masonry? Are there low spots where water clearly sits? Is mulch piled too high against the house? Are there signs of erosion near the foundation? Or is the grade simply above the floor level of the home? In the Texas Hill Country, drainage matters a lot because we have rock, slopes, flash rains, clay pockets, and properties where water can move quickly. If water is repeatedly sitting around the foundation, it can contribute to the foundation movement, moisture intrusion, wood rot, mold, pest, and long-term maintenance problems. And this is also something I think about on new construction as well. A brand new home can still have a bad drainage plan. Just because it's new doesn't mean the lot was graded well. So if I see water being directed toward the house instead of away from it, that's a major pause point for me. Musty smells or heavy air. A house can look great in pictures and still have an issue the second you walk inside. One thing that instantly gets my attention is musty smells. Sometimes it's just an old house that's been closed up. Sometimes it's dirty air filters, old carpet, pets, a vacant home with stale air, but sometimes that smell is moisture. So when I smell mustiness, I start looking around in bathrooms, laundry rooms, under sinks, around windows, near exterior doors, behind furniture, closets, HVAC closets, and anywhere plumbing exists. I also pay attention to whether the smell is throughout the house or stronger in one area. A musty smell near a bathroom is different than a general stale smell in a vacant home. If it smells stronger near a wall, cabinet, closet, or floor area, I want to know why. Moisture problems are not always visible right away. They can be behind walls, under flooring, in HVAC systems, or in poorly ventilated spaces. Again, this doesn't mean the house is bad, but it does mean I'm not ignoring it. Sloppy remodel work. This one is huge. A lot of buyers love remodeled houses because they look move-in ready. But a remodel can either be a major benefit or a major warning sign depending on how it was done. When I walk into a remodeled home, I look past the pretty parts. I'm looking at, are the floors level? Do the cabinet doors line up? Are the outlets straight? Are the GFCI outlets where they should be? Do the tile cuts look clean? Are the transitions sloppy? Do the doors close correctly? Are there gaps in the trim? Does the shower look properly waterproofed? Do things look rushed? Now, nobody builds or remodels perfectly. Every house has imperfection. But when I see a pattern of sloppy finish work, I start wondering what else was behind the sloppy walls. Because if the visible work is careless, the invisible may be worse. That's where you start asking the important questions. Were permits required? Were they pulled? Was electrical work done correctly? Was the plumbing moved? Were load-bearing walls removed? Was the shower waterproofed properly? Was the HVAC affected? A pretty remodel can hide a lot. So when a flip looks good from 10 feet away, but starts falling apart when you look closely, I immediately slow down. Doors that stick, rub, or swing on their own. Doors can tell you a lot. When I'm walking a house, I pay attention to interior doors, exterior, closet, and garage doors. If a door rubs at the top, doesn't latch, or has uneven gaps, or swings open or closed by itself, that may not be a huge deal. But it can also be a clue. It could be poor installation, it could be humidity, seasonal movement, foundation movement, or framing movement. What makes me nervous is when several doors in the same area do the same thing. One sticky door, maybe nothing. Multiple doors rubbing, crack nearby, uneven floors, or gaps around the trim, now I'm paying attention. This is why walking a house slowly matters. You can learn a lot just by opening and closing doors and windows. Flooring that feels uneven, soft, or bouncy. Another thing I pay close attention to is how the floor feels. Sometimes you can feel a problem before you see it. If the floor slopes, dips, bounces, squeaks heavily, or feels soft near bathrooms, kitchens, laundry rooms, or exterior doors, that makes me nervous. On slab foundations, I'm looking for cracks in tile, uneven transitions, and areas where flooring was installed in a way that may be hiding movement. On pier and beam homes, I'm paying even closer attention to the bounce, soft areas, moisture underneath, and whether the floor feels supported. A soft area near a toilet, tub, shower, dishwasher, or exterior door can be a sign of previous water damage. A dip in the floor may be framing, foundation, subfloor, or settlement. Again, it may not be a deal breaker, but it needs to be understood before buying. Bad roof lines, sagging, or questionable additions. From the outside, I always look at the roof lines. Does the ridge look straight? Are there dips or waves? Does one addition look like it was tied in awkwardly? Are there low slope areas that doesn't seem designed well? Are there places where water could collect? Do the gutters or fascia look damaged? Roofing issues can get expensive quickly, especially if they involve framing, drainage, rot, or poor additions. One thing that really makes me nervous is whenever a house has additions that don't look like they were planned well. Maybe a porch was enclosed, maybe a garage was converted, a room was added off the back, a patio roof was tied into the main roof incorrectly. Additions are not automatically bad, some are great. But when they look poorly connected, oddly framed, or improperly roofed, I immediately want more information. Was it permitted, engineered, built correctly? Is it included in the square footage? Does it have proper HVAC? Is it draining correctly? A bad addition can create roof leaks, structural issues, insurance problems, appraisal issues, and resale concerns. Evidence of deferred maintenance. This one may sound simple, but it matters. When a house has obvious deferred maintenance, I start wondering what else hasn't been maintained. If the owner didn't replace rotten trim, clean gutters, service the HVAC, fix broken caulk, repair damaged siding, replace missing shingles, or address visible issues before listing, makes me wonder what else was ignored. Deferred maintenance doesn't always mean the house is bad. Sometimes people are busy, overwhelmed, or simply didn't know. But a house is a system. Small, neglected items can be expensive over time. Examples that get my attention: rotten fascia, peeling exterior paint, cracked caulking around windows, HVAC units look rough, old water heaters with corrosion, missing gutters where they're clearly needed, exposed wood near grade, loose railings, damaged siding, poorly maintained decks or balconies. When I see a lot of little things, I start budgeting mentally for bigger things. Because if you buy a house, all that deferred maintenance becomes your responsibility. A layout that looks good online but lives bad in person. This is one people don't think about enough. A house can photograph well and still not function well. When I walk a home, I'm thinking about how people actually live in it. Is the garage too small? Pantry too far from the kitchen? Is there enough storage? Does the laundry room make sense? Is the primary closet functional? Are bedroom doors awkwardly placed? Is there wasted space? Is the living room hard to furnish? Is the dining room area too tight? Does a home have natural light where it matters? A bad layout might not show up on an inspection report, but affects your daily life. This is where my design background really kicks in. A lot of buyers focus on finishes, but finishes can be changed. Layout is harder and more expensive to fix. Sometimes the house is technically fine, but the flow is wrong for the way that the buyer lives, and that matters. Overly complicated homes. Another thing that makes me nervous is when a house feels overly complicated. Too many roof lines, too many levels, odd foundation changes, strange additions, awkward mechanical locations, complicated drainage, multiple remodel phases, too many different flooring transitions, rooms that don't make sense. The more complicated the house is, the more places there are for problems to hide. Simple does not mean boring. Some of the best homes are simple, well planned, well built, and easy to maintain. When a home looks like 5 different people made decisions over 20 years with no overall plan, I get cautious. That doesn't mean I wouldn't buy it, but I'd want to understand the story of that house. When the seller's updates don't match the big ticket items, this is another one I see a lot. The house has new counters, backsplash, paint, maybe even floors, but the roof is old, the HVAC is old, the water heater is old, the windows are failing, and the drainage is bad. That makes me nervous because cosmetic updates are exciting, but big ticket items are what can hit your wallet after closing. Before getting too excited about pretty finishes, I want to know: how old is the roof, the HVAC, the water heater? What's the condition of the foundation? Does the electrical system look like trash? Does the plumbing look like trash? And has the drainage been addressed? There's nothing wrong with buying a house that needs work, but you need to know what you're buying. A house with dated finishes but strong bones can sometimes be better than a pretty house with ignored major systems. What I tell buyers when I see these things: when I see one of these red flags, I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to try to scare the buyer. My job is to help them slow down and make a smarter decision. I'll usually say something like, "This may be nothing, but we need to pay attention to it. Let's make sure the inspector looks closely at this. We may need a contractor's opinion. This could affect repair negotiations. This might be something to budget for after closing. Let's not ignore this just because the house looks good." The goal is not to find the perfect house. Perfect houses really don't exist. The goal is to understand the house before you buy it, because there's a big difference between buying a house with known repairs and buying a house with surprises. My biggest advice is this: don't fall in love with the pictures before you understand the property. Pictures are designed to make you interested. Walkthroughs are where you start seeing reality. Inspections are where you get more detail. Contractor opinions help you understand cost, and experience helps you know what deserves more attention. When I'm walking a house, I'm looking for patterns. Small crack may be nothing. A sticky door may be nothing. One area of fresh paint may be nothing. A musty room can still be nothing. But when several warning signs start sticking up, that's when I get more cautious. And that's also where having someone on your side who understands both real estate and construction can really help. If you're looking at a house right now and something about it feels off, drop a comment below or reach out to me. Sometimes it's nothing, and sometimes that gut feeling is trying to tell you something. And I'd also love to know, what's something that you've seen in a house that instantly made you nervous? I'm Ryan Parker. I'm a Texas real estate broker with Collab-RT Realty, and I also run Parker Design and Consulting, where we help people design smarter homes and navigate the construction process. If you're thinking about buying, building, selling, or relocating in the Texas Hill Country, make sure to subscribe to Hill Country Living near San Antonio. And if you're relocating to the area, I put together a free Hill Country relocation guide that covers neighborhoods, land buying tips, building costs, property taxes, and what to expect when living out here. You can find that at hillcountry.collab-rt.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.